How's it going? It's the Eastbayanglers, and today we're talking all about trout fishing. Today we're talking about trout fishing, but specifically, we want to break down a spoon today. We want to talk about Thomas Bouyant spoons. Okay, now Thomas Bouyant's known for two things, and that's spoons and inline spinners. Both are exceptional at catching trout. Doesn't matter what kind of trout, rainbow trout, German brown trout, brook trout, cutthroat, any kind of trout. Today we're talking about the top 5 colors when you're fishing Thomas Bouyant spoons. So we're going to go ahead and break down our 5 favorite colors, the ones that have been most productive for us. And I want to start off saying that I probably started fishing Thomas Bouyant lures when I was 10 or 11 years old. And I specifically remember many times where I had a particular spoon and I lost it after it was just catching fish after fish. So a lot of the time back then I was just walking the bank, but today we're going to break down my top 5 colors. First one's going to be a gold Thomas Bouyant. It's red, gold, red with circles in it, yellow and red circles. It's pretty much golden red, but it could be also considered like a crawfish type pattern. It's really effective and I've done really well with it. It does do better in clear water, stained water, than it would perform. It doesn't perform well in muddy water. If the water clarity is bad, I definitely I might not go with that. But generally, it's an extremely productive color in the foothills, the Sierras, the high country, high elevation and stuff like that. It's a very effective color. If there's a concentration of small crawfish or just a abundance of crawfish in that particular body of water you're fishing, then it's a good idea to maybe try it. I've done well. The second color that we're going to talk about is it's similar. It's nickel, silver, blue, and it's also got some circles. That's why they're similar. They both have circles. I think it has some yellow circles as well as some orange or potential. Yeah, so basically this spoon is extremely productive in any water clarity, but this is kind of like my all-around. If I had one of them that I throw the most, this is the one that I throw the most. It's the exact name is nickel blue, but you're gonna see some dots and circles on it. That's the one I love to throw the most. Next, we're gonna talk about the rainbow trout pattern. The rainbow trout pattern is really effective, especially in fisheries where they're stocking a lot of trout. A lot of times you get juvenile trout, and it's also effective, in the fisheries where these trouts get stunted or they're reproducing, going to the creek, and kind of a large juvenile population in that lake. You can have a really good time fishing that trout pattern, getting big browns, getting bass, getting mackinaw, getting really whatever you're trying to get, musky pike, whatever it might be. So that's a really good color. And the next color we're going to talk about, I'm a big fan of, and that's the brown trout color. This is also one of my favorite because the particular pattern is a bit unique. I love it, and it works extremely well because it imitates juvenile browns, very small fingerling browns. Okay, guys, so that brown trout or that color variation is just so exceptional. I mean, it does well, but it does well a lot for, if you're gonna target big browns, if you're gonna target like bigger wild fish and stuff like that, if you're not going for planters, that's one of the colors I would key in on and focus fishing. It's gonna get you those kind of fish rather than a lot of planted fish. The last color that we're going to talk about, guys, the last color that we're going to talk about in the lineup is definitely going to be the Fire Tiger pattern. And everybody loves the Fire Tiger, right? We've all got stories, depending on what you were fishing, whether it was a spinnerbait or a spoon or just whatever. I mean, a crankbait, a this, that. There's so many effective baits, and generally the one thing they have in common is the Fire Tiger pattern. So this is one of those colors that does extremely well no matter what the water clarity, no matter what the conditions are. It stands out really well. It's a bold color. It shows very well. It has a very big presence. In general, I have done extremely well on the particular Fire Tiger pattern. I've done well using, like I was talking about, Fire Tiger spinnerbaits, Fire Tiger crankbaits, lipless, square bills, jerkbait. I mean, literally poppers, topwater, you name it. It's a very good pattern to throw out. So these are the top 5. These are the best. These are the ones you should be throwing if you guys are out there and you get a chance. If you don't have any of these spoons, you might want to pick one up just to check it out. It's got a different action than a lot of the other spoons out there, and you can actually tell it's got on the both sides of the spoon, it's actually got these little indentations, these little cuts that makes this spoon a bit unique. So hope this video helps, guys.